Here is another tip on how to get past artist blocks, art blocks, even writer's blocks, because this tip is about writing. Hi, I'm Kim Victoria, and this is another tip from the PDF I created that you can get for free, Artist Blocks Be Gone. And in this tip, which is on in there as tip number 3, it's about journaling. About a year ago, just a little over a year ago, I started making journals, and I've done journaling here and there throughout my life, partly through therapy and partly just to write down, handwrite ideas that I had for creating art or what I wanted to say, especially when all my years of teaching, I was writing like crazy because I wanted to share what I'd learned, and I wanted to share that with my students, and I still do. So journaling has taken a little bit of a different twist because now I'm journaling in a different way. I'm journaling about what it is I want to create. And yes, I'm still writing about what it is I want to share with other people about creating art, being creative, and getting past artist blocks is a biggie because, yes, you can find a lot of things online. And I have experienced a lot of artist blocks for lots of different reasons. So in tip number 3 in the PDF, it's about journaling. Now, there's a lot of different ways of journaling, and you don't need a fancy journal. I mean, you can use lined paper, just one of these paper pads. You could use a computer paper, and you could do it in the computer in a document of some sort. And I do recommend that you write in some kind of physical journal. And one of the reasons for that is because you're using more of your right side of your brain when you're handwriting or printing instead of being in a computer and writing in a computer, because that's a bit more left brain, it's technology, and that's a bit more of a left brain activity. So handwriting or printing in some kind of a physical journal is really, really good for creativity. So what would you write about in a journal? Well, you might be contemplating. Well, I'm kind of stuck. I don't know what I want to create. Well, all right, let's see. You can be rambling. You can be rambling when you write and say, what do I want to create? I don't know. I don't know. Well, what do I normally create? Well, maybe you make cards and you go like, well, I feel like making cards. Well, why do you want to feel like making cards? And you could be talking to yourself. I talk to myself all the time, even out loud. And I'll tell you something. It works. It helps. So when you're writing, you could be doing this random journaling and say, well, what do I feel like creating? Well, I feel like making a card. Maybe I feel like making a painting. Maybe I feel like drawing. Well, what have you done in the past? What is something, a card you've made, a journal you've made, a painting or a drawing you've made? And you go, well, let's see, last time I did that, I created such and so. And I really enjoyed the process and it was fun. And what did I make? Well, I made this. And then when I was all done, so if you made a card, and I made it for this particular person, and when I got finished, I signed my name, put it in an envelope, and sent it. And they loved it. And it was great fun to hear back from them and that sort of thing. So if it was a painting, what have you normally made with the tools? So in the one of the other tips, I talked about handling your supplies and your tools. Well, here you're journaling about what you're going to do with those supplies, what you're going to do with those tools, the paintbrush, the pencils, whatever it happens to be. So you could just write a few notes. And it doesn't have to be a long, drawn out process. You might do that for 1 minute and go, oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And then you go start handling your tools and materials and getting them out and getting ready to create. So journaling, writing about what your intention is, and I'm all about intention. So writing about that. Um, it's just kind of reviewing something you've done before, thinking about your materials. It's kind of an extension to that aspect of holding your materials and touching your materials and bringing yourself into that mental, emotional, physical state where you're forgetting about everything else that was going on. And here you are, and you're ready to create. Okay, so that's it for tip number 3 from that particular um, content that I put in there. And if you haven't gotten it yet, the link is down below, and I hope it helps you. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I just wanted to add one last note to what I just said, and that is if you are a creative person and you're creating art of whatever kind it is you're creating art, it can be really nice to have a dedicated art journal. And this is one of mine that I created, and you'll find it in the YouTube videos under Ideas Journal. And I've had a lot of fun writing in this journal my creative ideas and why I'm thinking about that or what I'm going to do with that. So you might find that if you have some kind of, even if it's a composition book that you just use for writing down when you're getting into kind of a mode of doing creativity and you're feeling a little stuck and you want to do a little writing just to get your motor running, I do recommend that you get yourself some kind of a little notebook, journal, or something like that, or make one for yourself. That's even better. And then that's where you put your notes, where you put your little art notes. And that's the only thing you use it for. So that could be kind of fun because then you can go back and see what you wrote before and how you got yourself into mode. And you can put a footnote after the note that got you started and saying what happened during that time period that you got creative by getting your motor running. All right, I just wanted to add that one last little extra note. So thanks for watching.